Hey everyone, I'm Allyson. I'm from Life Learning Academy in San Francisco, California. So let me see if I can distract you for a few minutes with a little story. I'll start with what brought me to the school that I'm at. I am a professional fundraiser, advancement professional. I've been doing this, 30 whatever years. I'm always drawn to things that have a little bit of special magic to them. So in 2015, one of my donors came to me and said, there's this itty bitty little public charter high school on Treasure Island, which is a man-made island that sits between San Francisco and Oakland, right off the Bay Bridge. And they serve disconnected youth, and they're finding that many of their students are living unsafely or have housing insecurity, and they'd like to build a free dormitory. So I'd never heard of anything like this before, and I'm like, wow, that sounds interesting. So I ended up meeting with the two co-founders, who are also co-executive directors, Dr. Terry Delane and Craig Miller, and I heard about their project, and I saw their school, and I saw their passion, and all of the things that the school is doing. I thought, wow, sure, I'd love to help. So for the next 5 or so years, I did pro bono consulting with them and kind of guided them through the process of how you build capacity to build a building and what you need to do with your board and how you create a case for support and all the stuff that I do to enable the real stuff that everyone else does. And in 2019, the dorm opened, and I was there for the grand opening of this new dormitory. And I go to a lot of nonprofit events. I run a lot of nonprofit events. So I've heard all the stories, and I've seen the films, I've created the films, all of that. But there was a moment at this opening where I saw a young woman being taught how to make a bed by a peer student because she had never had a bed. And I thought, wow, that is something that I need to be part of. And so when the opportunity came to join the school officially as the first Chief Advancement Officer in 2021 during COVID time, I said, absolutely, I'll come on board. And so that's how long I've been there, but I've been crushing on the organization for a long time. So a little about our school. We are a public charter high school. We have a comprehensive high school program. We have career development training in culinary and construction and community healthcare worker and bike shop. We have concurrent college enrollment. We have an organic farm and a chicken coop. A lot of us, it turns out, have chicken coops. It's like chicken coop, community charter. There's something there. There's something there. So we are tiny. We are a tiny school. We have 60 students when we're full to capacity. And, as a development person, I'm the person who talks a lot about the metrics, always being asked to write the grant reports. What are your metrics? Well, we're 88% low-income students of color. Our students come from all over the Bay Area. We've never had a fight on campus in our 25 years, which is, a very significant one. Students who come to our school reduce their truancy rates by 62%. 100% of them graduate. And what else can I tell you? 87% of them say that they are optimistic about their futures. They know how to ask for help and they feel more confident. So these are all great statistics, and we talk about them all the time. The one we don't get to talk about as much, and it's so nice to be in a community of peers where I can talk about it, is, and I say this a little tongue-in-cheek, we have the highest cost per student that I think that you can find out there. And why is that? Because we give our students what they need. Because we are housing them and we are feeding them 3 meals a day for some. And they have therapy once a week if they want it. So we have a professional therapist on staff, and we're about to get a second because COVID, in case you haven't noticed, has been pretty tough on the teens. And they have access to the San Francisco Bay Area. They learn meteorology and physics while sailing on the San Francisco Bay. They get transportation. Some of them are not able to take transportation because it wouldn't be a safe environment for them. So we have a van that we will pick them up at their home. If they need an outfit for an interview, we're going to get that for them. We're going to make sure that they have everything they need because they deserve that. And we believe that every student, no matter where they come from and no matter what has happened to them or what's their life circumstance, that they deserve a chance for a good life. And so that's what we are in the business of doing. And people talk about how their name is significant. And I think for Life Learning Academy, what's really significant is the life learning that takes place in our school. Sure, we're an excellent high school. We absolutely, positively are. But it's the other things that we teach. It's the basic tenets of act as if and pull yourself together and try to make a good show, even when you feel awful sometimes. And we also provide a place for students and an ear for students who do feel awful, or each one teach one, and that we're all in this together. And none of us is just going after something for our own benefit, but we're all doing it. Or stop, think, and decide. What are you about to do? Hold on a second. Is this really going to serve your needs? I mean, it'll feel good in the moment, but long term, what is this going to do for you in your life? And so those are the things I think that really distinguish our school, and every move we make, getting a therapist, opening a home, transportation, these are all coming because we listen to our students. And so that's the way we empower them. As I've heard from you all day, that's what you do, is we need our students to tell me what they need, and then we do our very darndest to deliver to them exactly what that is. So all of our students speak at graduation, and at last year's graduation, we had a student named Jacob speak, and nobody had seen his speech in advance. Sometimes the English teachers take a look, offer help, but he declined. And he told the most moving and incredible speech, really well crafted too, like one of those with the great arc and the great hook that began, "On my first day of school, I arrived in the car that my family was living in, and I was told that I needed to change." And he talked about his journey and his time at the school, and he ended by proudly saying, "I am now at age 19, I am in a union, I'm a roofer, my colleagues are my coworkers are hard to relate to because they're all like 35." They'll get a little eye roll there. But it's only going up from here. And so hearing stories like that, I think, is really what makes, what drives us. That's what puts gas in our engines. We just kicked off our 25th anniversary year, and we had an all-year reunion, because when you graduate 10 students a year, you don't have a reunion every year because no one's going to show up. So we had an all-year reunion. We had an all-year reunion, and we welcomed back families, people like alumni and their families. And we're actually at an age right now where we're getting the children of alumni attending our school. And to a person, they talked about how they applied the life learning that came from Life Learning Academy to their lives, in their work, in their personal relationships, in raising their own children. And so that, that feels like empowerment, right? Just really teaching people how to live in community with others, making good choices. We're about to do that again because the dorm opened in 2019. And this year, some graduating students said to us, "Well, we're graduating and we're not going to be in the dorm. What is to become of us?" And so we are about to launch an alumni housing initiative because we have developed our alumni housing program. It's right near campus. They will have access to all of the campus amenities and continued counseling and support from our alumni office as well. And we are super excited. The way it's going to work is that they're going to pay their rent into a savings account, get into the habit of paying that rent, but then they will get it back when they move out, and they'll get that last security deposit that often poses such a barrier to students like ours moving out on their own. So we're tiny, we're able to be nimble because of our size and because of profound generosity from lots of people in the volunteer area, in financial, in partnership, and in our peer community. And we're just super grateful to be here, and it's been so nice meeting you. I hope that was okay. Thank you.